Hey guys, welcome back to Brickland City. Today we're building a train station.
So this Lego train station is the most recent one that Lego brought out in 2025. It's set number 60469, and I think it's probably the biggest train station they have ever made. At least in my memory and my very limited knowledge of Lego, it's the largest they've ever made. But I have a question for you, and let me know in the comments below. Why do you need two platforms and one piece of track? Here in Australia, with the exception of maybe one location I can think of, which is a very high volume special events type train station, we don't normally load trains from both sides of the track or both sides of the train. If it's different where you live, let me know in the comments below because I want to know, is this something that happens internationally or is it just Lego taking creative license? But let's watch a little bit more of the build and then we'll talk about how cool it is in a little bit. Overall, pretty cool set. It's got some cool details in it for a Lego City themed Lego set, which tend to be a little bit short on detail typically. It is still open back and it's not a fully enclosed, what we would expect to see in like a Bricklink variant of a train station, but it's still pretty cool. It's got a working elevator, which is a first for my Lego City. I think Lego has done it in a couple of other sets, but this will be the first one to make its way into Brick Lake City with a little twisty on top to be able to pull that minifigure up. So it's pretty cool. It actually comes a little bit awkward to try and get this on film, as you can appreciate, with the minifigures going through the doors and things like that. But here she is. Give us a wave at the top there. So that's a really cool figure, as well as the Technic arm there with the curved roof as well. Just makes it look really cool. And I'm starting to notice that Lego love clocks. Seem to have a lot of clocks appearing in Brick Lake City, all with different times on them. But that's probably more about me just putting on different angles around the place, so keeps you on your toes. But yeah, it's got some cool features there with you got your two aspect signaling. You got your coffee shop, which I think is a staple internationally of well frequented train stations, that they just need to have a coffee shop built into them. Like I said before, you've got the two platforms for the one train track, which I am still unsure of and I'd love your help on. No train, unfortunately. I've got to dig that out of my collection, but you have got the high rail there that can fix your overhead lighting or whatever else. But on to the next problem, which is, how do I make this fit into Brick Lake City?
So this is how we started our new shelf. We have the train station here. We got roads and we have a railway crossing, which you would see make it more realistic. And yeah.
Yeah, so you can see here some of the difficulty we're going to face trying to get this fit in to the Lego City, because it's not your typical base plate size. It's definitely not square on the edges, so we're going to have to do a bit of work to make it fit in an economical sense, because obviously we don't want to take up a lot of floor space at the cost of another modular building or something like that. So we need to be really particular about where we put things. But I do like the idea of having this Lego level crossing in the city, which you can see here as I'm just putting some cars against it. And get like long term, I would like to see some boom gates and some level crossing protection and stuff on that as well, not just a really, I guess, crude road rail interface that's just asking for somebody to get hit by a train. But I think there's some real potential in this. Just can't quite picture it in my head yet. So if you have got any ideas, make sure you let me know in the comments below how you think we can make this work. Go do some work with the backdrop as well. I don't think I mentioned this previously, but the cloud one wasn't long enough. So I had a second one and then it wasn't really long enough to do a shelving unit of each. So I've got this kind of awkward bit in the middle. But that'll come eventually. I'm not sure which way I'll go, whether I get more star to make one a daytime, one nighttime shelf, or we just keep it the same the whole way through. Yeah, thinking through that one a little bit, but yeah, you can see as I start to put some buildings around the train station as well that it does blend in. Like it doesn't look strange amongst the modular buildings. It'd be more just filling out the. I guess you'd have to landscape it in a way. Maybe just trim the edges of the because you do step up onto the train platform from an angle. Maybe we make that a direct step. That'll shave some studs from the side, which will hopefully facilitate like a bit more of a square edge for those buildings to line up against. But yeah, like I'm liking the look of it. I'm just not 100% clear in my head what it looks like, and 100% it's got to be in the city because it is a really good looking train station, and I've wanted to incorporate a train into it for forever. That was the one thing that really kind of was upsetting about having to go up the old city is how we would run a train. I want to work on a way to run a longer train actually motorized, which this is not the solution to that by any means. This might just be a static train sitting at the station waiting to come out, or it might be going across the road and you've got cars sitting there waiting for it. But yeah, it's definitely not going to be motorized. It's not going to run the length of a base plate and a half or two base plates. So that's a bit of a shame. But I think there is some potential here to make it look nice, make it look intentional. Which is the goal of the whole city is to not just have Lego in random places, but to actually have it intentionally built in a way that makes logical sense and could be a real city to a degree. Well, thanks for making this far. I appreciate you putting in the effort to finish it through to the end of the video as we try and learn what it's like to put something into our city that's not modular, it's not square based. It's a little bit awkward and we haven't quite landed how it's going to go, but I've got some ideas in my head of what it might look like as a finished product. So stick around to see how that eventuates over the coming let's be realistic, coming months maybe. There is a couple more videos in the pipeline that I'm trying to get out around my work schedule as well. Hints are in the city behind me. Some of the work's already been completed, and I don't think there's anything in there that's a huge surprise if you're familiar with the content that I've been posting of late. So thanks for watching. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe, but definitely please, I'm new to this, I don't know what I'm doing. Hit me up in the comments of any advice you might have. Until then, we'll see you next time.